Frieza and his teammates are transported by Whis to the Null Realm. There he meets the fighters from other universes and is amazed to see Frost, another being of his race. Frieza ignores Gohan's strategy and runs off to fight on his own. He shoots Catapestra from Universe 3 at point blank. Frieza easily beats Nappa and incapacitates Roselle and had made him to accidentally jump out of the ring. After some torture, Frieza then witnesses Universe 9 being erased by the two Xeno and swears to rule over them someday when Kale transformed and started going on a rampage. Frieza calmly smiled, seemingly unfrightened. Later, when Gohan spoke about regrouping their team, Frieza showed up while clutching Merchim by his head. Vegeta approaches Frieza and accuses him of stalking his prey. Frieza blithely just kicks Merchim off the ring. Frieza appears again, watching the spectating crowd from above a ledge and deciding who will be his next victim. He then notices Gohan struggling against Jimmy Zoo and comes to his aid, but to Gohan, Jimmy Zoo and the Spectator Universe 7 surprise, he allows for the fight between Gohan and Jimmy Zoo to continue. However, after Gohan's overpowered, Frieza smugly intervenes between Jimmy Zoo and Gohan to his bafflement. Frieza simply gets over his instant transmission and knocks him over with his tail, dismissing his technique as mere child's play. Jimmy Zoo attempts it again, but once again Frieza easily attacks him, using his tail to lift him from his throat. Frieza proceeds to torture Jimmy Zoo and with a final ki blast, claims his victory over him. With both Universe 2 and 7 in shock, Frieza throws him out of the ring, where the members of Universe 2 proceed to give their fallen comrade aid. As Frieza berates Gohan for not using his full power against Jimmy Zoo, Frost comes in on the scene, complimenting Frieza for the exhilarating battle. Champa yells at Frost to get away from Frieza, as he knows he's no match for him. But then Frost reveals that his only enemy is Gohan. Frieza then walks over to his side and everyone realizes they had already allied with everything out on the table. Frost insists that Frieza does battle against Gohan, which Frieza accepts. Before they begin, Frost warns Frieza if he should be lying to him, would suffer the consequences and forms a death beam at his fingertips. Frieza and Gohan then do battle, with Frieza having the upper hand for most of the battle. As the battle goes on, Gohan powers up to his ultimate form and manages to get a good punch on Frieza. Realizing the full extent of his power, Frieza proceeds to power up to his golden form and after a very short bout, Frieza defeats Gohan. Frost then comes on from the sidelines, marveling at the extraordinary power Frieza possesses. Frieza states that he can also attain this power from training or at the very least his full power form, to which Frieza proceeds to transform into. Frost follows suit, and Frieza gives him an important lesson about the form to use it early on to make sure the body stamina doesn't run out. Frieza gives him one final lesson not to trust anyone and proceeds to knock him out of the ring. After Frost is knocked out, Gohan pushes himself off the ground, revealing himself to still be conscious. Utterly shocked by this betrayal, Frieza reveals to Frost that he never intended to work with him, as he considers Frost an amateur in comparison to himself. Enraged by the fact that Frieza would dare call him an amateur, Frost prepares a ki blast. Still before he can fire, he's erased by Xeno, who restates that nobody can attack from outside the arena, and warns Champa that he would erase Universe 6 if they did it again. With the fight finally over, Frieza states to Gohan that they should continue to work together to attain victory, and leaves with a smile on his face. After observing Goku's battle with Jiren and overhearing the god's fear of a mortal using the form, Frieza gives chase to Goku, who flees after his loss to recover. Frieza is able to catch Goku and prepares to charge a blast, stating that no one could see them behind the pillar. Goku, fearing for his life, screams as Frieza fires his attack. However, to Goku's shock, he's alive, and Frieza laughs and reveals he gave him some of his energy. He also informs Goku that he's doing well out there as expected, and Universe 7 needs him to keep doing well as Frieza takes his leave to find his next victim. After watching Vegeta save Kaba and learning of their relationship, Frieza becomes disgusted at the thought and challenges Kaba to a fight after he barely beats Mona. Despite his best efforts, Kaba is incapable of handling Frieza in his base form and powers up to Super Saiyan 2 after Frieza backs him into a corner. Once Frieza reveals his hatred of Saints, Kaba fires a Gallic cannon at him, who, rather than blocking the move, powers up to his golden Frieza form and defeats Kaba. With Emperor's death beams uncharacteristically, Frieza asks Kaba to give up, and when Kaba refuses, Frieza blasts him out of the ring with a basic ki blast. Afterwards, Frieza says that he regrets using more stamina than required to take out Trash. Frieza fires several death beams, looking for a fighter to entertain him. Dispo opted not to deal with him and flees while hiding behind a boulder. Suddenly, Catapestra appears and transforms into his whirlwind speed mode form and asks Frieza if he's fast enough to even catch him before running off. Obviously, Frieza ignores this. Frieza then appears before Goku, Kali, Flat and Kale and expressed interest in eliminating the two female Saiyans, and was about to counter Califa's crush cannon with his death ball, but stops when Goku insisted on taking them both on. He continues to observe Goku's battle, who reawoken his Ultra Instinct and Kefla and stated that he needs Goku to continue working for him after he emerged victorious. Frieza watches on as universes 2 and 6 were erased, merely stating that Goku didn't tap into Ultra Instinct this time. Later, when Annalisa is created, Frieza gets asked by Goku to help him in the battle. Frieza helps Goku, Vegeta 17 and Gohan to beat Annalisa. During the fight against the remaining 3 members of Team Universe 11, Dispo uses his light bullet to try and attack Frieza from behind, but Frieza grabbed Dispo's attacking arm with his tail. Frieza said it was too handy to have a tail. Dispo smiled and said it was too handy for him too, and then dragged Frieza by the tail, slammed him face first into a rock formation and dragged his face through it, but Frieza proved completely unscathed, which shocked the Pride Troopers eliminated and then told Dispo he was bored before throwing a death beam, forcing the Pride Trooper to flee. They continued their fight. This time Dispo used his light bullet against Frieza. Frieza still manages to block Dispo's attack with some difficulty until his enemy uses Circle Flash on him. When the attack explodes on him, Frieza falls on his knees and Dispo is ready to attack him again, but Frieza blocks him again with his tail and throws him to the ground. Amused by his opponent, he offers him a deal similar to the one he did with Universe 9, but Dispo refuses, calming Frieza. Badly exasperated, Frieza decides to finish him off and transforms into Golden Frieza and attacks Dispo first. After having clashed his attack, Frieza asks him if it's all he has and begins to attack mercilessly, becoming faster than him and still beating him after having landed again. Frieza began to make fun of Dispo until he showed his latest asset Super Maximum Light Speed mode. Undaunted, Frieza charged Dispo. The Pride Trooper manages to push him a long distance thanks to speed, now superior to that of Golden Frieza's. Although Frieza still manages to block some of his blows, but with difficulty. While Dispro was going to deal the final blow to Frieza, Gohan intervenes, which surprises Frieza, who asks him why he came to help. Gohan just said that he was in the same team, which Frieza asked him if he was not afraid he would betray him for real this time, and Gohan warned him that if it was happening like that, he will make Frieza fall from the arena. Frieza, not impressed, agreed to team up with Gohan and they attack Dispo with ki blasts, but he easily dodges them. Frieza then creates a cage of light to prevent Dispo from having enough space to go fast enough, which allows Gohan to gain the upper hand. But this quickly drains his stamina, which forces Frieza to eventually let go. Dispo is about to attack again, but Gohan manages to catch him from behind, immobilizing him completely. Gohan then shouts at Frieza to knock them down, which he does so without hesitation, eliminating both Dispo and Gohan.